Hi, good afternoon. My name is Liz McGill, and I am going to present a webinar, Christmas COVID Style. I am an adult rehabilitation mental health practitioner for Goodhue County. I've been with Hiawatha Valley just a little over a year. And this one is going to concentrate on Christmas 2020 or Christmas COVID. So let's be real a minute. Nothing about this year has been normal, so why should we expect the holidays to be normal? We've endured a pandemic, West Coast fires, Australian fires, murder hornets, a historic election, an incredible election aftermath that we've dealt with. Most of us are working from home for the first time, and then if you're a parent, you are probably also dealing with being a teacher, dealing with distance learning, all of that. And now we throw in the holidays on top of everything else. Even though this probably will be a very different holiday for most of us, we can still reflect, celebrate, and enjoy the uniqueness that this season brings to us. And it's an opportunity for us to make memories, COVID style, and hopefully they will be just that, memories. I'm going to try and play a video for you, and I had problems in our little pre-test here, so I'm going to close out of here, and I'm going to go to YouTube and hopefully be able to come back and share the rest of this presentation. If not, I will just speak through the rest of it, and the website, the whole printout will be on the website. Hold on one sec. The video that I'm going to play from YouTube is called The Great Realization 2020. And it's one that myself and another arms worker has played a few times for our clients this year in dealing with the pandemic. What I really liked about it is it gave me time to reflect and really take a deeper meaning into what this time during the pandemic has been about for myself and for my family, and really made me look at it in a different way as an opportunity. Hold on one second.
Liz, it appears the video's not showing to our audience right now, which is okay.
All right, sorry about that. What I'm going to ask is that if you get a chance, you go and watch that video. What it talks about is that we became a world of everything that we wanted we could get in an instant. We were connected worldwide, but we were always busy. We were always connected by technology, and our children became pretty much addicted to screens, and family time became almost non-existent. And then during 2020, we were asked to take a step back and stay in our homes and stay home. And during that time, things like the oceans became cleaner and the air became clearer, and animals that we haven't seen returned, to these places. And we really started to figure out what was more important to us. It wasn't just the fast-pacedness of our world, but what we had within our own walls. I would just encourage you sometime to watch it. It's called The Great Realization 2020. When thinking about this webinar, it got me thinking about my Christmases in the past. As a kid, I will say I had really great opportunities for Christmas. I'm coming on my 54th Christmas here next week, and my Christmases were filled with about 20 of us ending up at somebody's house, either my grandparents' farm or our house or one of my aunts. And we would all crowd in for several days, and we'd eat and play games and just hang out, and there were lots of gifts. And I didn't realize until I got to be a parent and trying to, set up celebrations for my own children, how much work that really was for the families involved, for my aunts and my parents. They never complained. It was just a really great time. Now, when I look at it, I realize what stress that probably brought to them, that had everybody around and planning all the meals and everything. And for a while, I was a little like, when we first started traveling with our children and stuff, like almost resentful for how much work it was to do that, until I realized how fleeting those years were, and that soon that would also pass for my own children, and it would be times when they were no longer getting together with their cousins. And I realize what I'm doing right now as a parent, my children are 20 to 13, really sets the foundation for what my own children will do for their holidays. And also that, to be honest, I don't have a lot of holidays left with my own family as far as my parents and that type of thing. We talk about Christmas being the most wonderful time of the year, but yet, is it really? When we look at it, it's also a very stressful time. We do so much in addition to what we already do on a daily basis. Christmas may present as a pressure to celebrate in a very certain way. Sometimes we need to look at who that is and where that pressure is coming from. Is it genuine? Is it pressure because someone else wants us to celebrate in a certain way? Or is it just that they want to be with us? Christmas can also be incredibly lonely for people, even though when they're surrounded by others. I have a friend who lost a daughter at age 17, and Christmas will always be very hard for her, even though it's been 11 years now, because she's missing a child that should be here. She's experiencing her weddings and those type of things, her wedding and grandchildren and stuff, and she won't. So even though she's surrounded by a lot of family and a lot of friends, it's still a very, very hard time of the year for her. Some of the ways to handle holiday stress. To start with, acknowledge your feelings. Christmas can bring depression and anxiety. There's a lot of pressure in the extra planning, shopping, baking, cleaning, meal preparing, all of that surrounds Christmas. Christmas can also bring a sense of loneliness or despair to those who have recently lost a loved one or have a change in their family. It also can be very hard on families and individuals who can't participate as much as they want as far as gifts, and often widens the gift of the gap of the haves and the have-nots. Especially for parents, if they're not able to give their children things that they feel they want, or they go back to school and it's not, maybe it's been as much of a ample holiday for all the other, for their own children. But you need to be real with yourself. Allow yourself the grace to grieve if you need to. Allow yourself the grace to do what you need to do in order to make Christmas special, not what others feel need to be done. This year, you may be celebrating in a whole new way. Maybe you are staying home, celebrating with only a few. Whatever works for you and your family, that's the right way to celebrate. I know a coworker who's not setting up a tree this year. She's just not into it. And that's fine. That's their way to celebrate. She's still getting together with her grown children, and they're still doing a little bit of decorating, but they didn't feel like going through the whole big getting a tree and setting it up and all that. What's important is that you make this holiday season what you need it to be, not what you feel anyone else thinks it should be, and definitely not what society feels it should be. Reach out. If you feel you need someone to help through the holiday season, seek out a friend, a church member, a community member. Chances are there are many that feel the same way and will welcome your company and presence in this time of their life. In today's world, especially during COVID, use technology to connect. enjoy a Christmas dinner via Zoom, unwrap presents via FaceTime. There's lots of different ways to celebrate with the technology that we have today without being with people in the same home. I've been working a lot the last couple of weeks with my clients. Many of those spend all their time alone. So the holidays are especially lonely for them. We've been working on ways to connect with someone else, maybe in their apartment building, who's going to be home alone, to plan a special meal to be delivered to them, or to plan ahead and maybe watch a special Christmas program or whatever else they need to do to fill those holiday hours. Be realistic. Don't put undue burden on yourself to make the holidays be perfect. Do what's important to you and your family. Make it your own. Those are the moments that become the memories. 2020 has, I think, given us one of the things it does, the opportunities to see maybe sides of people that we haven't seen before. Maybe we've got some family members that we're not seeing eye to eye with anymore. Set aside those differences for the holidays. It may be even one of the greatest gifts you can give to someone is just put it behind you and not have it go on. But just to accept where people are at this time, enjoy these days, and move on. Another really important thing is to stick to a budget. Let's face it, the holidays add up really fast. I will be honest to say I'm pretty good at figuring out a gift budget to keep it equitable between my kids, different family members, that type of thing. What I forget to budget in is all the extras, the baking, the stamps for the holiday cards, the printing of the cards, the stocking stuffers, holiday meals, traveling, all those type of things. Those easily can add up to as much or more than the gifts themselves. And speaking to a coworker one day about gifts that she remembers most about when her kids were little, they would do things like her children would bake her favorite treats. And one day when they were a little bit older, her children offered to paint her bedroom for her for a gift. And she said those were some of the probably most special things that she can remember in her adult life of ever getting as gifts. So gifts can be something like that. Maybe you offer to help organize and clean out, a home or a closet or the laundry room for somebody. Take over tasks such as laundry. Do dishes more often or something. One of the things my sister gave to me one time, and I will never forget, our kids were all little. We had 3, I just had my 3rd child, and we had 2 other really, really busy kids. And she brought to my home for Christmas a bag of frozen meals. And it was that she had made that all I had to do was pop in the oven and warm up. I just remember thinking that was just the greatest thing she could have given me at that time, that I had 3 or 4 nights, and she included desserts where that was taken care of for me. Plan ahead. Specific days can be set aside for shopping, for baking, for decorating. Make lists for the different tasks you need to do so you're not scrambling at the last minute. One of the hardest things I think for probably all of us is to learning to say no. Don't try to do it all. Don't try to attend all the parties. Don't spread yourself so thin that you don't enjoy the festivities. Try a virtual party. There's much less stress. You can attend in your jammy pants and nobody will know. Don't abandon healthy habits. Holidays should not turn into a free-for-all, as overindulgence only adds to stress and guilt. Concerned you might overeat at a holiday party? Eat a healthy snack before you go so you're less hungry when you get there. Take a breather. Make time for yourself. Make time for just your family. Take a late night walk. Enjoy the quiet and still. One of the greatest things I think about our Minnesota winters are how beautiful and still and crisp it is in the night. Take a late night walk with someone. Spend 15 minutes alone with no distractions to revitalize yourself to handle what is ahead of you. And of course, as we say all the time in our profession, seek professional help if you need to. We need to practice what we preach. During our group, one of our clients commented to my co-facilitator that he liked her Christmas tree that was behind her. And she said that she has 4 of them in her house and that the Christmas trees and the twinkling lights are one of the best coping skills that she uses for her mental health. And I thought that was so wonderful that as a facilitator in a group about coping skills, she shared her own coping skills with our clients. Take time so that you can enjoy your own holiday. Remember, the holidays season doesn't have to be all about the holidays. Do things that are non-related about the holidays. Read a book, do a craft, spend time on a hobby. Change it up to do something besides holiday activities. Focus on the positives. What makes your heart happy? Is it your dog or your cat? Spending time outdoors? Who are your go-to people that make you happy? It might not be the people you're spending your holidays with, and that's okay. Connect with them and those are things that make you feel good about yourself. If this COVID holiday, if you're staying in or staying home for the first time and it's not your norm, find joy in being able to do that and focus on those closest to you. Maybe start some new traditions that you'll want to continue, even though in the next years you'll be joining as big groups. Get enough sleep. There's lots of studies to show that there's a definite link between sleep loss and depression. It's very fun to sit up and chat with family and friends, but make sure you're allowing yourself time to recharge. Holidays take a lot of energy. Allow time to relax and offset the energy spent. Exercise. Granted, in Minnesota, it's a little bit harder sometimes to get out get outside around the holiday season, but find time to exercise. A snowball fight can be a great exercise. Go outside and build a snowman. Just get outside, get some fresh air, get refreshed. Our health clubs do get open again this Saturday, so if you belong to a health club, plan time for that. Limit time on social media. It's fun to see what others are doing for their holiday, but keep in mind, most of us only post what's Facebook perfect. It's not reality. And if you know it may be an issue, set some time limits. Give yourself 10 or 15 minutes to check what others are doing, and then go back to those that you're spending your holidays with. In closing, I have just one final thought. No one needs a perfect holiday with 100 presents. What we need is a memorable holiday. Sip some hot chocolate, bake some cookies, watch a parade on TV, and know that happy memories are better than anything with a 2-day delivery. Happy holidays.
Liz, I'm wondering if our viewers have any questions. And if you do, you can at this time put them in the Q&A feature.
I am adding the YouTube link in the chat box.
We'll give it a couple more seconds here for any questions.
I'm hoping that's the right YouTube click. It is called The Great Realization 2020. It's a tomfoolery. It comes up. So I've watched it so many times these past, what has it been, 9 months? It's really a good one.
All right, it looks like nobody has any questions.
Thank you.